Hello everyone, welcome to Safety Plus Training International. I hope you are all fine. My name is Shahan Bacha. I'm ASP from Board of Certified Safety Professionals USA, NEBOSH IGC, IOS Trainer, IADC Requas, MBA with specialization in finance and petroleum engineer. The purpose of this session is to discuss the basic concepts of risk assessment. In this session, we will discuss about risk assessment, what is the purpose of risk assessment, the steps involved in risk assessment, and finally, a simple case study. What is risk? Risk is the likelihood of an event and its consequences. As shown from the figure, risk is classified in three categories: low, moderate, and high. If the likelihood and consequence of an event is small, so the risk will be low. And if the likelihood and consequence of an event is high, the risk will be high. And in between, it will be the moderate risk. Some people think that the hazard and risk are same, but no, there's a major difference between both. Hazard is an event which has the potential to cause harm, and when you are exposed to that event, it's a risk. For example, if you have poor scaffolding at your work site, which has the potential to harm you, it's a hazard. But if you start working on that scaffolding, now you are exposed to that hazard, so it's a risk. What is risk assessment? The aim of risk assessment is to keep your work environment safe. It's the careful examination of your work activities, which has the potential to harm your people, and then to measure your controls in place, either these will be enough or will need further improvement to prevent harm. Which steps are involved in risk assessment? There are 5 steps in risk assessment. We will discuss each of them in next slides. The first one is to identify the hazard. The second is who might be harmed. The third one is how to control the risk. Then how to record your findings. And finally, review the controls. How to identify the hazards. First of all, walk around your workplace. The purpose of this step is to identify what activities could cause harm. Then meet your employees and ask them if they have noticed any hazard, because they are the one who are carrying out the work and they are in better position and have better knowledge about the hazards. Check the material data sheets and labels of machineries you are using in your workplace, because the manufacturers have clearly mentioned all the hazards involved with the use of these machines. Then finally, check the incident and accident records of your workplace. From this, you will see what accidents are happened previously. The second step in risk assessment is to identify who might be harmed. They may be your employees carrying out the work. They may be the management staff, the contractors working on your behalf, cleaners, and the general public visiting for different purposes to your workplace. What is shared workplace? Shared workplace is a workplace where you are working with your colleagues, with your co-workers, and your contractors. So in this case, you have to work out how the activities of your co-workers and contractors will harm you. You have to also see how they will be harmed by your activities. The best approach to solve the best approach to solve this issue is meeting and discussion with your co-workers and contractors. You have to pay very special considerations to the new employees, because due to inexperience, they are prone to accidents. You have to also consider the disabled, the pregnant women, and the children. How to control the risk? Ask yourself, Are we able to prevent this harm? If you are not able to prevent this harm, what should you do to prevent it? We have 6 options to control the risk. The first one is elimination. Elimination means to physically remove the hazard. For example, if you are using a dangerous machine which has the potential to harm you, so simply get rid of this dangerous machine or don't use it at all. But practically, it's not possible. You have to use it. So what you have to do? Go for the next option, which is substitution. In substitution, you have to use the safe alternatives. For example, if you are using a ladder for some activity, you know that different hazards are involved with the use of ladder. So simply replace the ladder with scaffold, which is the much safer procedure from the ladder. Then the third one is isolation. In isolation, you have to isolate the people from the hazard. For example, if you have genset generating a very high noise at your workplace, simply close the genset in a closed room, which will reduce the high noise. The fourth option is engineering control. In this, you have to reduce the hazard through design. For example, if you are using a dangerous machine and it has the potential to harm you, simply guard the dangerous parts of that machine to prevent access. The fifth one is administrative controls. In this, you have to change the methodology of work. For example, if different vehicles are operating in your workplace and there and they may collide with each other or struck your employee. So simply introduce the one-way traffic system to avoid these hazards. The final one is the use of personal protective equipment during your work, like gloves, safety helmet, glasses, safety boot, etc. The fourth step in risk assessment process is to record and implement. In this step, you have to note down the result of your risk assessment in a very simple way. Then what you have to write? You have to write the hazards you identified during risk assessment. Then write down who might be harmed by the hazards. Then write down the controls in place. And then finally write down the staff you involved during your risk assessment. The final step is review. It means that your controls must be working. When you have to review your controls, when they are no longer effective, if there are some changes in your workplace or activities like management changes, new machinery, which are now introducing new hazards and new process. Now we will discuss a simple case study. Please note that it's a very basic and not in detail. A warehouse manager carried out risk assessment where 22 employees were working with one safety officer. He followed the following procedures for his risk assessment. First of all, he walked around the warehouse and wrote down all the potential hazards. He talked to supervisors, safety inspector, and employees and note down the hazards identified by them. He also reviewed the previous incident and accident records. Based on his visit, he prepared this sheet. If you see, he identified the hazards, he identified the staff or the people who might be harmed by these hazards, he identified the controls in place, Further controls required: who will be responsible, when the action is needed, and the status. He identified the falls struck by vehicles, slip and trip, and hazards. He write down that from these hazards, the staff will be harmed. He also identified the already controls in place for hazards, for different hazards. For falls, he identified that prohibition of climbing rakes. For struck by vehicles, the drivers are properly trained and floor conditions are properly maintained. For slip trip, the management has maintained good housekeeping. But beside these, some further controls are also required to avoid the hazards. He identified that the safety signs and banners shall be there, and the employees must be properly trained how to work safely in the warehouse. He write down that the responsible person for implementing these controls are the manager. He note down the date and the status. Then for struck by vehicles, he identified that the staff working there might be harmed. He write down that the drivers are properly trained and floor conditions are maintained. He also note down that the further controls required are separate pathways for the employees and the vehicles, the barriers which will physically prevent the employees to access the vehicle's operating area, and audible alarms to be used by the vehicles during operations. The responsible person for implementing this control will be the supervisor. Slip and trip, which are the common hazards in any workplace. He note that the staff working there might be harmed. The controls which are in place to avoid slip and trip are good housekeeping, which are already in place. But besides these, the further controls are also required, which are proper lighting system and food-free area. He mentioned that the supervisor will be responsible for implementing these controls. He note down the date and the status of this activity. Thank you. It was a simple and a basic discussion about the risk assessment. If you are interested in any course from Safety Plus Training International, please contact us on below number and email. Thanks for your time.